Most men think attraction is about what you take. But the truth is, the men women remember are the ones who know how to give attention, presence, and genuine connection. True attraction begins with emotional awareness, not physical urgency. Most people rush into connection thinking that intensity creates desire, but what truly builds lasting attraction is understanding. Being able to read emotions, respect boundaries, and respond with intention instead of impulse. When a man operates from emotional awareness, he isn't trying to force a moment. He's allowing it to unfold naturally. Emotional awareness means paying attention to the subtle shifts in her tone, her energy, and her comfort. It's recognizing when she feels at ease and when she needs space without her having to say a word. That level of attentiveness creates a sense of safety, and safety is the foundation of real attraction. Without it, anything built is temporary. Physical urgency, on the other hand, often comes from a place of impatience or insecurity. It's driven by the need to prove something quickly rather than experience something deeply. And while it might create short-term excitement, it rarely builds genuine connection. In fact, it often does the opposite. It creates pressure, and pressure pushes people away. When you slow down and become emotionally present, your energy changes. You're no longer reacting, you're responding. You're no longer chasing, you're attracting. That calm, grounded presence is powerful because it's rare. Most people don't take the time to truly understand the person in front of them. They're too focused on their own desires. But when you lead with awareness, you create a different experience. One where connection feels natural, not forced. One where attraction builds gradually, but more deeply. And that's what makes it real. Because anything built on understanding will always last longer than anything built on urgency. A man who pays attention to her comfort builds deeper trust, and trust is the foundation of any meaningful connection. It's not created through grand gestures or rehearsed words, but through small, consistent actions that show awareness and respect. When a man is truly attentive, he notices the details others overlook, the way her body language shifts, the tone of her voice, the moments when she feels relaxed, and the moments when she becomes unsure. That level of presence communicates something powerful without needing to say much. I see you, and I respect you. Comfort isn't just about physical space, it's emotional as well. It's about creating an environment where she feels safe to be herself without pressure or expectation. When a man prioritizes her comfort, he removes the tension that often exists in early interactions. There's no need for her to guard herself or second-guess his intentions, because his behavior already reflects clarity and control. That's where trust begins to grow, quietly but steadily. Many men make the mistake of focusing only on what they want, moving too quickly or ignoring subtle cues. But rushing past her comfort doesn't create attraction, it weakens it. It sends the message that her feelings are secondary, and once that impression is formed, it's difficult to reverse. On the other hand, when a man is patient and observant, he builds a sense of ease that naturally draws her closer. Trust isn't demanded, it's earned. And it's earned in moments where a man chooses awareness over ego, patience over urgency, and respect over assumption. When she feels comfortable around you, she begins to open up without hesitation. And in that openness, connection deepens in a way that can't be forced or faked. Confidence is shown through patience, not rush. In a world where most people are trying to move fast, prove themselves quickly, and secure attention instantly, patience stands out. It signals something rare, a sense of self-assurance that doesn't depend on immediate results. A man who is patient isn't worried about losing the moment because he understands that what's meant to build will build in its own time. Rushing often comes from doubt. It's driven by the fear that if you don't act now, you'll miss your chance. That mindset creates pressure, not only for you, but for the person you're interacting with. It can feel overwhelming, forced, and unnatural. On the surface, it may look like boldness, but underneath, it's usually insecurity trying to disguise itself as confidence. Patience, on the other hand, reflects control. It shows that you're comfortable with silence, comfortable with space, and comfortable with allowing things to unfold without forcing an outcome. When a man moves with patience, his actions feel intentional rather than reactive. He listens more carefully, observes more deeply, and responds with clarity instead of impulse. This kind of energy is grounding. It creates a sense of ease because there's no pressure attached to it. The interaction feels natural, not rushed, and in that environment, connection has room to grow. Attraction builds not from intensity alone, but from consistency and understanding. True confidence doesn't need to announce itself. It's felt in the way a man carries himself, in the way he respects timing, and in the way he doesn't chase validation. He knows his value, so he doesn't feel the need to hurry. And that calm, steady presence is what makes people lean in, not because they're being pushed, but because they genuinely want to come closer. Connection grows when a man focuses on her experience, not his ego. Too often, interactions are driven by the need to impress, to prove worth, or to control how things unfold. But when ego takes the lead, it shifts the focus inward, onto validation, outcomes, and self-image, rather than the shared moment. And the truth is, people can feel that. They can sense when they're part of someone's experience, and when they're just being used to fulfill it. When a man sets his ego aside, everything changes. He becomes more present, more attentive, and more aware of what's actually happening between them. He listens not just to respond, but to understand. He notices the small details, the way she reacts, the things that make her light up, the moments where she feels most at ease. That kind of awareness creates a deeper, more genuine connection because it shows that he values her experience as much as his own. Focusing on her experience doesn't mean losing yourself or becoming overly accommodating. It means creating a balance where both people feel seen and respected. It's about leading with intention rather than trying to dominate the moment. When a man operates from that space, his actions feel natural, not forced. There's no pressure to perform, no need to impress, just a steady presence that allows connection to build organically. Ego seeks validation, but connection seeks understanding. And understanding is what makes interactions meaningful. When she feels that you're not just there for yourself, but genuinely engaged with her, she begins to open up. Walls come down, conversations deepen, and the connection becomes something real, not something staged or temporary. In the end, it's not about who stands out the most, but who makes the other person feel the most understood. And that's what creates a lasting impression. Respect and intention separate average men from unforgettable ones. Anyone can show surface-level charm or say the right words in the moment, but what truly leaves a lasting impression is how a man consistently carries himself, how he treats others when there's nothing to gain, and how clear he is about his actions. Respect is not something you turn on when it's convenient. It's a standard you live by. And intention is what gives that respect direction and meaning. An average man often moves without thinking deeply. He reacts based on impulse, says things without alignment, and follows whatever feels good in the moment. There's no clear purpose behind his behavior, which creates inconsistency. And inconsistency weakens trust. On the other hand, a man with intention knows why he does what he does. His words match his actions, and his actions reflect his values. That level of clarity is rare, and it's powerful. Respect shows up in the details. It's in how he listens without interrupting, how he honors boundaries without resistance, and how he values someone's time and presence. It's not about being perfect. It's about being mindful. When a woman feels respected, she doesn't feel the need to question his motives or protect herself as much. That's where deeper connection begins. Intention, combined with respect, creates a sense of direction. It shows that he's not just drifting through interactions, but actually choosing them. There's purpose behind his energy, behind his attention, and behind the way he engages. That purpose makes his presence feel grounded and genuine. In the end, what makes a man unforgettable isn't how loud he is or how much attention he demands. It's how he makes someone feel safe, valued, and understood through consistent respect and clear intention. There's a quiet difference between a man who is simply chasing moments and a man who creates experiences that stay in a woman's mind long after he's gone. Most men are taught to focus on outcomes, on proving something, on taking control of a situation. But the truth is, the strongest men don't rush, they don't force, and they don't seek validation through quick wins. They understand something deeper, something most never take the time to learn. They understand that real attraction isn't built on pressure, it's built on presence. You see, when a man slows down and becomes aware, truly aware, of a woman's emotions, her energy, and her comfort, something shifts. He's no longer just another man trying to impress her. He becomes someone she feels safe around, someone she can open up to without hesitation. And that's where real attraction begins. Most men miss this completely. They think being dominant means being aggressive. They think confidence means pushing forward no matter what. But real confidence is controlled. It's patient. It listens more than it speaks. It observes more than it reacts. And when a man operates from that place, his actions naturally carry more weight. A woman can feel the difference instantly. She can feel when a man is only thinking about himself. And she can feel when a man is tuned into her. That awareness, that attentiveness, is rare, and rarity creates value. When you focus on her experience, not your ego, everything changes. Your energy becomes calm instead of needy. Your presence becomes grounding instead of overwhelming. And instead of trying to prove yourself, you allow her to discover you. That's what makes a man stand out. Because at the end of the day, attraction isn't about how fast you move. It's about how deeply you connect. It's not about taking control. It's about creating a space where she wants to give herself to the moment. And the men who understand this, they don't chase attention. They naturally attract it.